Can Eddie Brock save his son Dylan from the clutches of Carnage and Knull? Can he save the Earth? Can he even save himself? Well, let's hop into the pages of Absolute Carnage issue number 5, the big finale, and find out. Well, now isn't this something? This comic opens up with a little bit of a flashback to the first day Eddie actually met Cletus Cassidy. They were cellmates in prison, and even back then, Cletus said that he was going to be the reason Eddie died. I'd like to say this flashback actually has some sort of bigger thematic connection to what we're going to see in the rest of the comic, but it's just kind of a fun flashback for the sake of having a fun flashback. Now in the present, Super Eddie, having lost his own symbiote but having absorbed all the symbiote codexes from pretty much the entirety of the superhero community, is battling hard against Carnage. For once, it actually seems like they might be on even footing for the first time in the entire series. The true X Factor, though, the key to everything, as we pretty much always knew it was going to be since this character first appeared, is actually Dylan himself, Eddie's son. Dylan has the very last Codex piece inside of him, and whoever claims it can actually tilt the scales in their favor. It should also be noted that Dylan is exhibiting some sort of crazy alien symbiote power that no one has quite been able to explain yet. In fact, he glasses one of the many Carnage drones, and it's left open-ended or not whether or not he could actually have done that to Carnage, maybe even saved the day much earlier had they known. The final showdown is ultimately Eddie versus Cletus, but here the crazy Crimson Redneck actually brings up that this was all part of his plan. You see, he wanted it to all shake out like this. He wanted Eddie to absorb all the other codexes and for them to be on an even ground for this final fight, meaning that either Cletus will kill Dylan, claim his codex, and wake Knull up, or Venom would kill Carnage and in doing so absorb all of his codex information involuntarily, in doing so completing the symbiote circuit and allowing Knull to wake up anyway, dooming all of Earth. So, you know, right here in the final issue, they pretty much tell us that Eddie is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't, but he certainly does choose to damn, saying, screw the Earth, I'm gonna save my son Dylan anyway, and he does this by hitting Carnage with a piece of 2x4, in doing so killing him instantly. Oh boy, well that was an anticlimactic finisher considering how tough they built Carnage up throughout the course of this series. I mean, maybe Carnage let himself get killed because Eddie being the reason that Earth will ultimately be destroyed by Knull and the symbiotes might have been a sweeter victory for him than just winning. I don't know, this is mostly headcanon. But yeah, the good guys totally win after this. In fact, they even get some reinforcements from all those other heroes from all the other tie-ins, just so you don't feel completely gypped for picking up all those books and them having very little effect here on the main series. Spider-Man even high-fives Eddie for a job well done. Eddie ultimately seems to forget to tell Spider-Man about the coming of Knull and how things may have actually gotten worse because of their victory today, but hey, I'm taking it that's a story for another day. Well, okay, what about Dylan? Are we actually going to figure out what he is? He's certainly not human, or if he is, he has some crazy powers. Then there's the matter of Eddie himself. Is he going to reveal to the kid that he's not his older brother, but actually his father? Well, here's the twist, he doesn't have to. Dylan just kind of figures it out as if he was reading Eddie's brain, or perhaps reading one of the brains of one of the many symbiotes, who's exactly sure, but that's where the comic ends. No, really, that's actually where it all ends. And so that was Absolute Carnage issue number 5, and I swear I kept looking to see, no, there must be a 6th issue, right? There must be more, there must be an Alpha or an Omega issue. Nope, this is just it, a super, super abrupt ending. Maybe the most abrupt ending to a comic event I've read in a long time. Actually, the more I think about it, it's kind of a non-ending, because it's basically Donny Cates saying, hey, if you want the rest of the story, do you want to see how all of this actually mattered and had impact, you better be reading Venom right now. Which, I mean, I am, and I have been since day one, but if I was just a casual fan who picked up this book because it looked cool and didn't know to go read Venom next, I'd feel a little gypped, honestly. I can't necessarily say anything in this issue was bad. In fact, again, it moves so quickly and you get to spend such little time dealing with everything, it's hard to even get that invested. I can't hate it, but I can't love it either. It's just such a blink and you'll miss it finale. Overall, I'd give this a 5. In fact, this might be the definition of a 5 when I stop and think about it. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers. A lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.